It's payday, and this payday I took home $3,712.45. Two automatic investments came out. $160 went to my HSA, $650 went to my 401k, and my partner contributed $920 to our joint expenses. Every single payday, I like to take my money and stick it into the budgeting software you see on screen and give every single dollar a job. So this week we will be flipping over to finish funding March. If you look at the budget here on the side, you can see that for February we are underfunded by $0. I did definitely have to move a lot of things around this month because it was a way more spendy month than I was anticipating. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Anywho. All right, so flipping over to March, because we are 1 month ahead, meaning that the paychecks that we earn in February go toward paying all of our expenses for March. Last time we were working on fixed costs and we had filled up all the categories aside from rent. There are just a few updates though, and I'm going to flip over to the underfunded view to kind of talk through that. So rent is something that we definitely still need to pay. So that gets $3,375 every single month, and that is no longer underfunded. Our utility bill has been a little bit higher in these colder months. So let's see, I've set aside $350 already for March, and it says I'm underfunded by $43.39. So I think I will just add another $50. I don't really know what the bill is going to look like, but I'll find out, I don't know, in the coming days and weeks. And then we also added 2 new memberships and subscriptions from the last video that I made. The first is Paramount Plus because I've been watching Yellowjackets, and so I signed up for that temporarily while the new season is out. And then Apple TV, I just started watching Severance on a free trial on Prime Video, and I watched all of season 1 in 1 weekend, plus like the 4 or 5 episodes that were out for season 2. So I'm all the way caught up, and I decided to also subscribe to Apple TV while Severance episodes are coming out so I can stay on top of that. So that gets $11. All right. And then we have some categories here where we filled them up actually in the last video, and they are now yellow or not funded at all. And I will talk about that. So personal care, this is like all of my toiletries for the month, basically. Because of the way that my products ended up running out, I had to buy more than $200 worth in February. And so I basically just took what I had budgeted for March, moved it up to ready to assign earlier in the month, and just shifted that to February spending. So as I made a note to myself here, I overspent in February. I will not be adding any more money here for March. We will just ignore that for now. Same thing with guilt-free spending. In the last video, I mentioned getting tickets for Cowboy Carter. I also decided to go ahead and start looking at outfits, and I don't remember what else I got. But I'm not going to fund that one either. And then the same thing with out-of-pocket costs. I can't remember what I bought. I think I had maybe an appointment that I needed to pay for. I also know I got contacts. I don't really remember, but same thing here for out-of-pocket medical expenses. I spent more than $125, which is the amount I usually set aside each month. And so I will not be adding to that in March. Or at least I'm planning not to. We'll see what happens as the month shakes out, but that's my plan. So we have $1,182.45 left. And the only 2 categories that I actually do want to fill are my food and drink. This is a part of our guilt-free spending. So in that category, we have restaurants and coffee, and our fixed costs, that's where we have our normal staples. So meal kit, groceries, and meals at work. So going back to guilt-free spending, for restaurants, I like to set aside $900, but when I take a look at these 2 together, I see that I'm a little short. I need $1,250 in order to fill these both up. So what I will end up doing is, let's try $800 in restaurants, and then I can put $350 into coffee. And I guess I'll just put the last $32.45 into restaurants. And so we will be slightly underfunded. I mean, we will get some interest that comes into our checking account at the end of February like beginning of March. So we should be able to fill this up. But that is that. For the month of March, we are technically underfunded by $512.55. But again, these are these categories that we just talked about and that I'm going to ignore for the time being. So that's it. We've budgeted all of our paychecks for February and looking forward to next month. Have a good one. Bye.